If you look at the records, you will find that the gunman, which was what the West named the criminal hand with a weapon, the outlaw, was a barroom brawler, a man who preferred to get close and unload, relying on speed. Whereas the gunfighter, which was Western for the legitimate pistolier, was typically the aloof peace officer, the lone ranger, the mysterious marshal who did not shoot first, but who would shoot back, and with deadly accuracy. The impression one gets from an overall survey of Western gunfights is that they were a curious and unresolved mixture of two things, perhaps two entirely different kinds of fights. They seem to divide into the close-range fight with one set of customs, mannerisms, and results, and the long-range contest with, on the whole, very different mores. In the short-range fight, the battlers mixed it at anywhere from pistol muzzles right up against each other, up to a magic 6 or 7 yards, across a card table or bar, for example. The prime requisite, obviously, was speed, and at that distance you didn't need to aim. If you were acquainted with your pistol at all, you pointed instinctively. You could save a vital split second by firing the instant the gun leveled out of the holster, and you could depend on instincts doing your aiming for you. Beyond the magic circle, however, an entirely different set of factors began to operate. Inside the 7-yard circle, time was of the essence. Outside, direction and location became more important. I mean specifically that at 10 yards or more you had to be able to aim, and good aiming is an intellectual process involving first locating your target exactly, and second directing your weapon at it with due accord for all necessary adjustments and corrections. The gunman or gunfighter practiced daily with all the painstaking care of a concert pianist, and out of this practice came a number of stunts. The road agent's spin is a trick supposed to be hot stuff when somebody gets the drop on you and demands that you hand over your pistol. The aforesaid somebody lets you draw your revolver, turn it upside down, and seemingly start to hand it to him, butt up and pointing toward him, barrel down and pointing toward you, but you have your forefinger hooked in the trigger guard. Just as the sucker reaches, you flip the gun so that the butt spins over and smacks into your hand. Then you shoot the guy, and if he'll let you get away with this, he deserves it. The roll proper is purely an exhibition trick. In this, the reverse of the spin, you roll the gun forward, the butt coming up, the barrel dropping, and as you do, you cock the hammer by letting the spur slide under your thumb. Then, if this isn't a dry run, you fire either at a target or, more often, just into the ground 6 or 8 feet in front of you. In the double roll, you do this with a gun in each hand, the shots coming alternately right and left. The reverse roll is the road agent spin repeated, the butt dropping into your hand when you cock and fire, then let the butt go down and around again to repeat the performance. Very, very hot stuff. A real, tricky, and extra fine way to shoot yourself. The final trick was the border shift. The purpose of this stunt was to exchange an unloaded gun for a loaded one in your shooting hand. Practically nobody in the Old West could actually shoot just as well with his left hand as with his right, though quite a few packed 2 guns, as we have seen, for a reserve supply. In a serious gunfight, a man would concentrate on the right-hand gun, holding the left in reserve. Then, when the right was emptied, he was supposed to try the border shift, or, fancier yet, he did a juggler's exchange, tossing and catching both guns, right to left, left to right. Even a casual study of old Western gunfights reveals an amazing number of flat misses, even by the most expert gunfighters. It seems evident that most of these can be attributed to the gunfighter's vain attempt to substitute speed for accuracy. But in a distance fight, it is not the first shot fired that matters, but instead the first bullet that goes home.